Good day to you all. Excuse me. Today I've got Bill back for one thing. Bill's back. And I've also got an Asvine P36 Titanium piston filler demonstrator pen. You'll have to excuse if the light's bad today, because I've had to put my light on because it's rainy and grey and gloomy. So I'll try my best, right? So Asvine, it's very similar to the P30, which actually stupidly I don't have to hand, which had kind of a bronzed brass metal motif going on, also a demonstrator. But this is a titanium demonstrator from Asvine. Piston filler. You have a clip, which is quite nice and flexible enough to work well. You have a domed cap finial, titanium, a domed piston turning knob, titanium. You have a cap ring, Asvine P36 there. It is a screw cap which unscrews in one, just under two there, 1 3/4. I have an Asvine steel medium nib on here. You can get Asvine nibs extra fine, fine and medium, or if you pay an extra £10-ish, you can get these with a Bock nib, and then you've got more nib options, so like extra fine up to broad, I believe, is offered. And then, if you've got your own Bock nib in anything else, double broad, whatnot, you can pop that one in. You've got a titanium concave section, which is quite nice and comfortable. The focus isn't doing what I want it to do. It's probably because I've got light in the wrong place. There we go. So that is a very nice, comfortable section. Those threads, they're not the smoothest threads in the world, but I'm not gonna call them sharp. But if you wanted to hold back up here, you would feel that a little bit pronounced, bit of texture there. But that section's pretty good size and comfortable as it curves in and flares out. Measurements of this pen. Length in millimeters, so capped, uncapped and posted. Weight in grams. There's a bit of ink in here, not much as you can see, so just give or take a little tiny beany bit. The barrel is 13, just tapering down to 12.6 down the back end here before the piston knob, and the section is about 11.2 up here, and then pinch point is about 10.3 before it flares back out again. I say posted, it does post, but it posts. My voice went all crackly there, sorry. It does post, but it does post pretty much onto that piston knob, does it? No, I think it just goes beyond. But at any rate, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. At any rate, it makes it very, very long. And it's not that secure. You still got a little bit of wobble there. I don't think it's coming off, but it's not, yeah, it's certainly not coming off. There we go. But yeah, it's quite long, and you do run the danger of sticking on that piston knob there a little bit. So not the best poster in the world. Yeah, so I've been enjoying my my Asvines recently. So this is one of their, say, older, like last year or something like that. They've done a few recently. This is one of their older ones, or one of their first-ish ones, I should say. You had like the P30, this one, and the vacuum, the V169, and they've done a few more variations and stuff recently. Yeah, you got the clear demonstrator barrel here. The piston is disassemblable, disassemble blah 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 blah. Does come with a wrench sometimes. You might have to inquire about from whoever you're buying that off whether or not they are including a wrench. But if you've got an Asvine wrench, you're good to go. Yeah. So, should we see how it writes? Let's see how we go. See how we go. So this is the Asvine P36 titanium. In a medium steel number 6 Asvine nib. Ink in here is diamine. Earl Grey. Now my general rule of black and silver pens is I can put whatever colour ink I like in it, and I put a grey ink in this because I wanted to and I thought it matched up quite well. I know I don't have to match, but I did-ish. I mean, it's not silver, is it? But there you go. Right, long period of silence coming up. Very nice smooth nib. Quite wet too. You do get a good bit of flow out of this. I have had, I just saw there, a little skip or hard start. I do get that from time to time. There you go. Nothing tragic, but yeah, you can see there. So you do get the odd hard start out of this. This is the only ink I've ever had in here. So I love diamine Earl Grey. It can be a little tiny weeny bit temperamental sometimes. So I don't know if that's the nib or the ink or a combination of the two. But I've also had, I think I've got 4 other Asvine medium nibs and they don't. So look, you're going to get a bit of hit and miss on nib QC, but it's when it's in flow, it is smooth as you like with a really good flow. So it's the hard start more than skippage, I would say. So for line variation, you can push a little bit out of that. I mean, it's stiff steel nib or standard steel nib. It's not a nail. You can get a bit out of there if you want. But go easy. Listen, how do you feel if I just knock out reverse writing? Yeah? Because, I don't know. I don't know how useful it is, especially as this particular Asvine medium nib might reverse write very well, and others might not, because I don't think they're tuned to write on the reverse. It's just pot luck. So, shall I just knock that out? Yeah, let me know what you think. Gonna knock it out for now. Yeah, so it's a very nice writing nib, and I do find that really comfortable. I find it's a good comfortable size in my hand, and that section is really comfortable. And aside from the odd skip, which can be a little bit annoying depending on what paper you're using. So for example, I journal on Tomoe River 52 GSM, so it can get a bit skippy on that, which does bug me a little bit. But for things generally speaking, like Clairefontaine, Regalia, or even semi-decent copy paper, it's pretty good. Shall we look at a size comparison, and then I will waffle about what I think about the pen. So just to compare with some other pens, I'll get that in the frame without zooming out. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we've got an Asvine P36 there, and we've got a Moonman P... I can't remember all these P thingies and all of that. So 136, isn't it? Yeah. The Mont Blanc 146 I like from Moonman, yeah? It's that one, yeah? Asvine P50 and an Asvine P80. Jinhao X159, representing a Mont Blanc 149 size-ish. Diplomat Excellence A2, Pelican M1000, Leonardo Momento Zero Grande, and a Benu Euphoria. Let's get rid of that. So overall, what do I think of this? Well, I do really like the shape and size. I quite like the design of that clip there. You've got a couple of the piston works well and everything. You've got a couple of skip issues with the nib, like I say. Could be nib, could be ink, could be bit of both. But when it's in flow, it is rather nice. It's always going to be a little bit of potluck with certain aspects of QC. Those threads, they are a little bit more pronounced than I would like. So if you, for example, wanted to hold back up here, you will feel that a bit. It's not sharp, but quite pronounced. But that grip there is really comfortable. So if you're gripping on the section, you're absolutely fine. It's not like they're sharp, even if you're clipping them. If you're going to hold them, and that's going to get a bit thingy. I quite like this little kind of ink window here. I mean, I know it's daft. You've got a whole clear barrel, but that kind of channels down your last remnants of ink as well, so you don't end up with ink up here which isn't flowing through and all of that, and it kind of gives you that last little bit of level, which is quite nice. Quite like that. There is a bit of an issue. Where's Bill? Come here, Bill. Make yourself useful. There is a bit of an issue with the cap band. Well, it is loose. So that you can see kind of remnants of some sort of glue there, which has not purchased, shall we say, onto the ring. So if you do go to uncap this from time to time, let's see, or if you do that, or it just I have had that come loose when I'm uncapping sometimes as well, or if I've gripped it somewhere anyway, it's loose, right? It's loose. So I'm sure I can fix that in place with a little bit of super glue or epoxy or something like that, but a little bit of a QC failure there. Having said that, I can fix that relatively easily, and it doesn't spoil the pen performance. It's just a bit annoying if you're fiddling or unscrewing, and that comes off. Yeah, what else was I going to say? So I've got my usual little bugbear of the nib not lining up to the clip through a clear cap, and you cannot make it do so. No. So you cannot make that do so, and that annoys me. That is a personal thing. Your opinion may differ. You've got like the kind of seal around there for the nib. So I don't get any dry out on this. That section goes up to that seal there and works really well. Yeah. So I do like it. It is very comfortable. I probably... I do reserve it, I suppose, a little bit, just with in mind that I get that little bit of skippage. So it's more of a work pen, but very good generally. Starts up every time, and certainly handy for quick notes and stuff like that. Excuse me. It's just a little bit skippy on some smoother paper. But once I have, this is the first fill of this. Once I've finished this, flush it out, try it again. You never know, different ink or something might improve the performance. but not a bad pen at all. And I do quite like the feel of that titanium. It's nice. It's not like you get a metal section or something like that. Some people don't like them. I'm generally not too bothered, but some people don't like them. It's slippy, but the texture of the titanium is nice. You've got a bit of grip there. It's almost like a brushed semi-matte finish. It's good. These will set you back around about 30-ish pounds, depending on, or equivalent, depending on where you're going to buy them from. And then around about ish, an extra £10 if you want a box nib option put on there as well. But it's not bad value for what it is. You've got a titanium pen. It is well put together, except for that cap band. And generally speaking, I find the Asvine nibs good and smooth and reliable. As I say, just a few issues with this one. Hope that's vaguely entertaining. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye.